In the vicinity of Vashenko Square, there is a small park that is seldom crowded. Here, there are a pair of young lovers strolling. A mother teaching her child to take its first brave steps. Oh. The inevitable failures cushioned on the soft green grass. A dog owner throwing a stick for his faithful friend to fetch, which he does faithfully and interminably. A young girl calling out fresh flowers for sale, which is only partially true. They're for sale, but they're not terribly fresh. Still, it's a rather lovely, peaceful, and quiet setting. Certainly one would never suspect that this charming little spot would soon turn into a battlefield, which it did with marked regularity every Tuesday afternoon at 3. It was a quiet war. No guns, no booming cannons, no marching feet. But nonetheless, a war. The adversaries were two aged and retired officers, one military, the other naval. They had served their country long and with distinction, and now, in the twilight of their lives, still had flickerings of sparks igniting their passions, if, alas, no fire was ever started. They debated on everything under the sun. Whores, politics, literature, women. They never seemed to run out of subjects to disagree about. And they never did agree on anything, except to meet again the following Tuesday at 3 on the same bench for the purpose of continuing their disagreements. We are fortunate. Today is Tuesday, and the time you've just heard. I best move on because the bench I'm sitting on is the battlefield, and I have no desire to get caught in the crossfire. Now watch for the safe distance. There, by the children's swing. Approaching from the east, the army. The west, the navy. If I had a drum, I would roll it.
Warmer than yesterday. They say it may rain. Here comes the sun. It's coming. So, it's your turn. Pick the subject. I've got one. A good one, in my opinion. Very well. What's the subject? Lunch. Lunch? Your subject is lunch. It's my turn, isn't it? I pick lunch. Not much of a subject, in my opinion. Does that mean you can see? I can see nothing. I merely stated it's a poor subject. But I accept the challenge. If it's lunch, it's lunch. Start. Gotov? Of course I'm ready. When I say start, if I'm not ready. Start means I'm ready. Go ahead. Start. Very well. Zerkuski. Zerkuski. Yeah. To start off a good lunch, the best appetizer is solodka. Nipravda. Nipravda. You're trying to tell me that herring is not the best appetizer? It's good. I didn't say it wasn't good, but not as good as ikra. You're wrong. Caviar is too rich for an appetizer. It's a dish that should be reserved for a special occasion with a little champagne. A snack, yes. An appetizer, never. Are you trying to tell me that fresh caviar, finely chopped eggs, raw onions, garnished with parsley, and served on lightly salted wafer-thin biscuits is not a good appetizer? Are you trying to compare it with herring in a white cream sauce, marinated in onions, sprinkled with dill, 2 large black olives sitting on either end of the plate, and the end piece of a fresh-baked brown bread to soak up the drippings of the herring, the onion, and the dill into one final succulent mouthful? Ah! You argue well. I can see the appetizer. Thank you. Now, let's move on to the soup. Oh, I don't think we'll have any arguments here. Borscht. Borscht? For soup, you pick borscht. Out of all the soups in God's creation, you pick an ordinary dish of borscht. Ah, not in a dish, in a bowl. And there's nothing ordinary about piping hot borscht, prepared with sweet sugar beets, Ukrainian style with ham and country sausages, and topped with a thick white sour cream. Are you prepared to challenge a soup like that? I would sooner have the sheep still steaming from the pot with thick chunks of boiled potatoes and globs of tender meat still hanging from the bone. And sooner than a cabbage soup, I would take a full-bodied vegetable soup with carrots, with fresh asparagus, cauliflower stalks, parsnips, and ripe tomatoes. And sooner than a vegetable soup, I would take a fish soup with tripe, with giblets, with young kidneys floating on the top so thick you have to push. Wait a minute!
I'm not talking about your ordinary, run-of-the-mill, everyday served in a restaurant borscht. I'm talking about peasant borscht. The kind you eat with a pound of hot cornbread in your left hand, and in your right hand a thick, heavy wooden spoon.
A wooden spoon? Well, that's different. You didn't say a wooden spoon before. I concede the soup.
Accepted.
Where do we stand?
You won the appetizer. I won the soup.
Up till now, it's a very close lunch. Next course.
Next course is Reba.
Fish? Oh. Well, I think we can forget about fish. I don't care for fish. Whatever you choose for fish is fine with me.
You don't like fish?
Well, I'm not dead set against it. It's all right once in a great, great while. It's just not substantial enough. It never satisfies me. To me, the most important part of the meal is the roast. So why don't you mention a fish, and we can move on to the roast.
So you concede the fish.
Mention a fish, and I'll concede it.
Pike. A nice piece of pike. Carp is better. You just conceded the
I
fish!
didn't know you were going to say pike. I don't find pike a tasty fish.
A nice pike, fried in brown butter, stewed with tomatoes and a thick mushroom sauce. That's not tasty.
It's tasty if you smother it with carp, broiled with lemon juice.
But you already conceded the fish!
All right. I won't make an issue of it. Change it to carp and I'll concede the fish.
But carp is your fish, then I'd be conceding!
You could have chosen carp ahead of me. The option was yours.
I thought you didn't like fish! Oh.
Maybe it's only the fish that you like that I don't like.
You're purposely doing this!
You accuse me of being false to my taste. You dishonor me, sir.
I dishonor no one. I call for a stalemate on the fish.
So soon. Why give up? There are so few fish that I like.
Very well. Filet of sole cooked with white wine and grapes.
Sea bass cooked in a black bean sauce.
Stalemate! Stalemate.
All right. Don't get yourself so excited. We still have a roast to get through after all. Agreed. Stalemate.
I don't understand why we should have a stalemate on the fish when pike is so delicious, especially after we've just had borscht.
What's past is past. The table has been cleared. We're on the roast now. It's your turn.
I pass.
You pass on the roast.
I pass my turn. I want you to go first. I don't trust you anymore.
What? Makes no difference to me. For the roast, I contend that there is nothing better than boiled beef served with a white hot horseradish with pearl onions, giblets, peas, beans, a white bread, and a cold spring wine. Oh. I can smell it now. I can barely contain my mouth from dripping with saliva. It is, I believe, your turn, unless you concede to boiled beef.
I do not concede to boiled beef.
Then mention, if you can, a better roast.
A nice piece of pike.
Pike? This is a fish? We are through with the fish course.
Not in the case of a stalemate. In the case of a stalemate, you can always come back and try again.
Who's this decided?
Just now, I decided.
Fine. You say pike again, I say poached salmon again. Double stalemate. Next course, boiled beef. Your turn.
Boiled beef. Herring, borscht, and boiled beef. It's a meal for a cold, hungry foot soldier, not a commanding officer and a gentleman.
Am I being challenged or not?
I could challenge boiled beef with a small partridge. I could challenge boiled beef with a brace of quail. I could challenge boiled beef with a firm young roast turkey.
Roast turkey? Yes, you may have something.
I could challenge boiled beef with a hen. A fat, juicy, white meat, thick-breasted hen.
A hen, yes.
But I'm not
hen's
going to do
nice.
it. I challenge boiled beef with utka.
Utka? I didn't think of utka. How can you over utka? What kind of utka?
A round, young, plump duckling. The kind that has had a taste of ice during the first frost. Then it's roasted, pan roasted to a crisp golden brown. The skin so crisp that it crackles in your mouth.
I can see the duck.
Cut with the potatoes small into the dripping pan. And the potatoes are turned and soaked in the duck fat. And in the pan, young onions are beginning to turn to a rich deep brown, sizzling and frying in butter and fat as the aroma wafts up into your nose, driving your taste buds to a state of frenzy.
How many times do I have to concede? Are you deaf? You are purposely doing this to me for not liking pike. I've conceded to duck, all right? The main course is over with. Now let's just move on to the dessert for God's sake.
And the duck is basking in the juice of Spanish oil.
Enough already! You are acting like a child over a silly piece of pike.
Try it sometime in butter and oil and you won't find it so silly.
Do you want to continue or not?
Go ahead. I'm still savoring my duck.
For dessert, I choose.
Yes?
I choose for dessert.
Well, out with it. If you can't think of one, I'll choose.
I'm thinking. I want to end the perfect meal perfectly. For dessert, I choose...
Cold peaches, sweet cream, and brandy.
That's mine! I choose peaches, sweet cream, and brandy. You can't take my dessert.
I can take it if it takes you an hour to think of it. For the perfect meal to be perfect, it's not only what you eat, but when it is served. If I waited for you to decide, I would be hungry again.
I refuse to argue with you anymore.
So you can see the lunch.
Are you through choosing?
Of course I'm through choosing. We've gone through all the courses, haven't we? I've won a clear-cut victory. Concede the fact that we can go home.
But you're definitely through choosing. As far as you're concerned, the lunch is over.
Of course I'm through. What on God's earth could possibly follow? Cold peaches, sweet cream, and brandy.
A cigar. A big, black Panatella cigar, followed by a 2-hour nap.
I forgot about cigar and a nap.
Do you know what kind of nap you have after a good cigar? It's delicious. A delicious nap. It's not a hard-working, tiring sleep like you have at night. No. A light nap. It's delicate. You sleep softly, with only warm, sweet dreams like the kind you had when you were 30. That's how you end the perfect lunch.
How could I forget about cigar and the nap?
And I'm not even through yet. When you wake up, a mint. A white, tangy peppermint kills the entire sour taste.
Enough already. You've won. You don't have to rub my nose in
And
it.
with the mints, the afternoon newspaper, a cozy fire, a blanket on your lap, and a dog at your feet to rub your toes on. And as you sit there with your body warm to the perfect temperature, you read only good news in the paper that France is having political trouble. They're starving in Ireland. England is in a financial crisis. But here, everything is good. And as you're just about to drift off into the perfect sleep, a letter arrives in the mail that the Tsar has awarded you another medal. And then you drift off with a smile on your face. The perfect lunch is over, and you have nothing better to do until that evening when the perfect dinner is served. Do you want to challenge me for the perfect dinner? I'll let you go first. Hors d'oeuvres.
It's my turn to pick the subject, not yours.
On second thought, I think I've had enough for today. I'm not feeling well. A bit chilly.
You don't look so good. A little pale. Perhaps you should see a doctor.
Good idea. Maybe I'll drop in on Dr. Wyszynski.
Wyszynski! That butcher! He knows as much about doctoring as my 3-year-old granddaughter.
Are you trying to tell me that there is a better doctor in Russia today than Dr. Wyszynski?
Do you challenge me?
I challenge you. But not today. Next week.
Next week it is. You're right. It's getting chilly.
No, I think it's beginning to warm up.
It'll rain before you get home.
Следующий вторник.
My last story.